What's up this morning? What's up? What's up? What's up, people? This morning, I'm sorry. Listen, I just want to start off by saying this. I got a call at 11:30 last night for me to go out to fix a instrument at a hospital. That's my job. 11:30, y'all. 11:30. Luckily, I was still up. I was still up because maybe the last week or so I've not been sleeping well. But needless to say, I did not go out 11:30 to go fix the instrument. So I'm up early this morning. It's 6:28 right now. I am beyond tired, y'all. Beyond tired, but I'm just here. I'm gonna try to make this thing go for 15 minutes. Okay. Now, sometimes mornings like this, when I'm extremely tired, I surprise myself somehow and wake up. I have some water here in my number one dad cup, and I have coffee. I don't have any fruit, but I need to buy some more fruit because I think we're out of fruit. Yeah, I believe so. So I'm gonna take a sip of coffee and then a sip of water, and we'll get started. Yeah. The coffee don't seem to be working these days, y'all. The water is really good though. Okay. And one of the reasons I'm not sleeping well is because I got a lot of stuff on my mind. These videos being one, I garden being another one, my job being another one, and the compost thing. I won't say compost thing. That's disrespect. The composting that my brother and I are doing is starting to take off. It's really starting to take off, and it's still in the experimental phase right now, but it's really starting to take off. So that's on my mind, and then all these other projects. Oh my! Any writers out there, you know what I mean when I say the noise just won't stop at night when I'm laying down in bed. Thoughts. I was thinking so much last night. I actually got up and did 80 push-ups, 80 sit-ups, just to try to tire myself out. Not 80, 40, 40 push-ups and 40 sit-ups, just to tire myself out. And all that seemed to do was give me a kink in my neck right here now. And I mean, I got like 2 hours of sleep last night. Anyways, let's get right into it. I gotta take another sip of water, y'all. I meant coffee. And I got two jobs today. I gotta go to that hospital that called me last night, and I gotta go to another hospital in totally different directions. So I'll more than likely, I don't know. I don't want to say that. Wait, hopefully, I'll get both of them knocked out really quick. All right. Sometime after the concoction was made, and despite having added mushrooms, small portions were poured into cups, and a taste test was done. The raisins, along with the apples, cut the bitterness, gave it more sweetness, while the mushrooms did something neither Hank nor Suge ever wanted to try again. After only tasting, after only a taste from all three men, and a hand and a half an hour of fishing. Y'all, I'm crashing already. I just started reading it. Okay, okay. Let's slow it down. Even though I'm not moving fast, let's slow it down. More water, more coffee. So, in order to be a writer with a day job and publish 4 novels and 1 poetry book, this is just one of several times that I have to really dig deep to bring it out because I don't have the luxury of not having to go to work. So I gotta make it happen when I got the time to make it happen. So when I say dig deep, this is one of those times where I gotta dig deep. All right. Sometime after the concoction was made, and despite having added the mushrooms, small portions were poured into cups and a taste test was done. The raisins, along with the apples, cut the bitterness, gave it more sweetness, while the mushrooms did something neither Hank nor Suge ever wanted to try again. After only a taste from all three men and a half an hour of fishing, the first trip came on. It was unlike anything Suge had ever experienced before, and he'd been to Vietnam at a time when it was common practice to literally use shotguns as marijuana bongs. The sky turned a fluorescent purple while birds began singing Motown's greatest hits. There were 5 blue jays sitting on a limb of an old magnolia, whistling, "Just my imagination, running away with me. Just my imagination, running away with me." All right. I was hoping that did something to wake me up a little bit. It's rough out here in these streets, y'all. It's rough. But for all those out there who are trying to write their first book, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that some days are a bust. Some days are a complete bust. But if you come up here, or if you go to your spot that you go to, pull up the story, and just look at it, that's considered you did something. Or if you just pull up the story, type out this attempt, that's something. And I can almost promise you, that the next time you sit down, you're going to take off. Because it's almost like the mind is trying to make up for lost time. And that was a rhyme. All right, let's bring it back from the top. I'm trying to wake up, y'all. Sometime after the concoction was made, and despite having added the mushrooms, small portions were poured into cups, and a taste test was done. The raisins, along with the apples, cut the bitterness, gave it more sweetness, while the mushrooms did something neither Hank nor Suge ever wanted to try again. After only a taste from all three men and a half an hour of fishing, the first trip came on. It was unlike anything Suge had ever experienced before, and he'd been to Vietnam at a time when it was common practice to literally use shotguns as marijuana bongs. The sky turned a fluorescent purple while birds began singing Motown's greatest hits. There were 5 blue jays, let's say 4. 5 is kind of obsessive. There were 4 blue jays sitting on a limb of an old magnolia, whistling "Just My Imagination." The early morning sun was smiling and singing along. Realizing the effects. Okay, so it's a trip. So that's not really a trip. And I thought about this yesterday. It's supposed to be a trip. So now I gotta bring in the scary part, because I think that if I saw something like this in just my imagination, and you know the sky was a fluorescent purple, and you're hearing the birds sing, and I'm assuming this is all good stuff. I mean, it's not really, it's not, it's abnormal, but it's not horrible. So, what was the trip? Okay, the sky turned to fluorescent purple while birds began singing Motown's greatest hits. There were four blue jays sitting on a limb of an old magnolia whistling Just My Imagination. The early morning sun was smiling and singing. But then, but then, things, come on, computer, took a swing. But then things took a swing. The sun, see, I told you guys before, I've never done mushrooms before, so I got to go by what, you know, research that I've done. I've done some research on mushrooms, and this particular mushroom, as far as YouTube videos and a little bit of reading on Google. And of course, this is a fictional story, so it's not going to be 100% accurate. It's going to be fiction. So these mushrooms, from what I heard, these were the only mushrooms I could find that grew in, you know, potentially grew in South Carolina and in Veracruz, Mexico, because, you know, obviously I had to make that common denominator so Lupe would know exactly what they were when he saw them. I'm assuming there are other mushrooms out there that grow in both places, but this is the one that I found. Maybe that'll change in the future, but for now, I'm going to use my imagination and make this trip. But then things took a swing. The sun that had been smiling 1 second began grimacing. How do you spell grimacing? I don't know how to spell it. How do you spell it? Well, we'll see. Oh. And then, secondly, what does grimacing mean exactly? Frowning. Okay, yeah. Began grimacing. But then things took a swing. The sun that had been smiling 1 second, been smiling, and this is not gonna, you know, this is a rough draft. Began grimacing. The trees went from stiff and erect. Y'all get y'all mind out of the gutter. To swaying. To swaying. To waving, as if they suddenly changed suddenly became suddenly let's just say turned rubber. The birds grew sharp teeth. As some flew in close to the men. Okay, the birds grew sharp teeth as some flew in close to the men. And this is a rough draft, so that's all I'm gonna put right now. But I'm gonna highlight this because, like I said, I gotta go. I'm gonna highlight this so I know to come back and work on this some more tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll get some sleep tonight, and we're gonna pick it back up right here. It's been 16 minutes, 16:19. Salute to all the African American descendants of slaves. Anyways, thank y'all for stopping by. This is Anthony L. Kelly. This video, it may or may not even have music to it, y'all, because I don't have time to do all that right now. I got to get out of here. I got to get on the road to Bamberg. So salute to y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. Thank y'all for bearing with me. I got to finish my coffee and everything. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Till next time, I'm out.